Go ahead.
I don't have very many memories of my sister, Carmen, because she married early and left home. She married Henry Armaya. They had like 6 children. I don't have very many memories of my brother that we lived together, basically because he never lived with us. He was brought up by my grandmother in Phoenix, my dad, my paternal grandmother. He lived with my grandma almost all his life. But I did have an association with him later in time. My brother Max, I had a little bit more association with him, but then he joined the Air Force and left home, so I didn't have a lot of contact with him. My sister, Virginia, I had quite a bit of contact. She kind of would babysit me a lot until she got married and left home also. And, I don't have very many memories, very few memories of my siblings. I do remember my brother did come home at one time and he would take me to the movies. He took me to go see the first movie of Planet of the Apes at Palms Theater, which was on Thomas and Central. Across the street was a restaurant called Jordan's Hacienda. My mother used to work there. She used to be a head cook. My brother used to work there. He used to be a busboy. My grandmother, my paternal grandmother used to work there. She was a cook also. She used to make the tortillas. And, but he took me to see Planet of the Apes, which was a great experience. My brother would take the time to take me to the ASU football games. He would take me to the ASU baseball games. He would kind of show me around, so he knew I love sports. He would take me to various occasions, things that were going on during that period of time. So I had a little bit more association with my brother, going out and doing things with him.
Any memories of a first car or a memorable gifts your parents gave you? You were always spoiled, but
My dad bought a 1960 blue and white Impala, and I think he bought it because a neighbor named Charlie Ramirez, he was like my godfather, I guess. He's the one supposedly that gave me my name, Ramiro. He bought a Chevy Impala, and I think my dad went and bought one off the showroom. He wanted, I think they had like a outstanding thing, I'm better than you, you're better than me thing, and he bought an Impala. So, but when they bought another car, they gave me that blue and white Impala. I fixed it up, and that was when I was in high school. That's what I was driving to drive to school. I enjoyed that car. I sold it, and my dad bought me a brand new Ford Maverick. He took me down to Don Sanderson Ford and asked me to pick out a car, and I picked up a cherry-colored, candy-colored red car, Ford Maverick, off the showroom, and I drove it home. I was parked outside near a tree, and I said, "Dad," and he says, "What?" He asked me, "What else can I do for you?" And I asked him, "Dad, can you put this under the Christmas tree?" And he said, "God, get going. This is the Christmas tree, the one that's right here." So that was how I managed to get a brand new car. And they paid for most of it, but when I started working, I ended up paying the last 10 or 15 payments.
okay. A lot of people don't know about Wallace and Lamo. I've heard stories about that. Can you share something about
Wallace
that?
and Lamo would be a cartoon show that I used to watch. It would come out at 4 p.m. on Channel 5, KPHO Channel 5, every evening. I would watch that. I enjoyed Gerald. I enjoyed Hubcap. I enjoyed Wallace and Lamo and all the other characters. They used to appear at various occasions. I used to go to a theater called the Glen Theater here in Glendale, and they were patronizing the theater at that time. And one thing about the theater, when I get to the theater, I'd always be the first in line, because they would always let me be first to get into the theater. And most of the time they would let me in free. I didn't have to pay, but if I was standing in line, they'd go hunt for me and bring me to the front of the line. Privileges that they would, a privilege that they would give me. At that time, I didn't feel honored. I just, one of those things, I didn't feel they were giving me a privilege, but they were, and I appreciate that now. Wallace and Lemon was appearing on that day, and I remember that I was sitting, I went with a couple of brothers. Their last name was Bond, Manuel Bond, no, excuse me, Arnold Bond and Mario Bond. I went with them, and we went and sat down, and then I got up and moved to another area in the theater, and then I got up and we moved to another area in the theater, and the bellhops that were there taking care of the theater, they were watching me to see where I was sitting, and every time I moved, they'd move with me. So when Wallace and Admiral came up, they said, okay, the winner of this prize is sitting in row 7, seat number 8. Guess what? I was sitting in row 7, row 8, seat number 8. So I was in that seat. So it was programmed that I was going to get a gift. Later I figured that out. Well, Mario and Arnold told me it was a scam. But I enjoyed that. That was some of the things. I used to walk home from the theater, and I would stop at this place called the Hotsy Totsy, real tiny restaurant. And I used to have a shrimp box, a little pink shrimp box. It had French fries, shrimp, tartar sauce, red sauce, the best French fries. That was shrimp box. I'd always stop by and buy me a shrimp box there. Fantastic, it was good.
What is one of your first jobs that you had?
I worked at a little, like a Dairy Queen. It was called Tasty Freeze. It is now called, Pericos? No, it's a Mexican restaurant right now.
Carambas.
No, not Carambas. No.
Filiberto's?
Filiberto's. That used to be a Tasty Freeze. It's like it was like a Dairy Queen. I used to make ice cream cones and hamburgers and hot dogs and banana splits. And I learned that they gave an opportunity to work for them, and soon they trusted me, and I would end up staying late, and I cleaned up the shop, and I cleaned the ice cream machine. I'd count the money, I'd gather the money, and I would deliver the money to their house over on Van Buren and in Tolleson. I'd go take their money every night. So they had a lot of trust, and I really enjoyed working for them. It was a great experience.
What are some of your memories living in Glendale, Arizona, from then and now, and the changes?
Oh, my memories were, it was such a nice small town. It's grown so much, so much. It's incredible how much it has grown. I wish we were back to the little old town again, but I don't know if I could get used to it, because we're used to going to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, there's all kinds of stores, Albertsons, there's Bash's, there's Safeway, there's Fry's, all the variety and a variety of things that we have. During that time, we were limited. We used to have a Safeway, which was located there where Cerreta's chocolate is. There used to be a Safeway. Across the street was Super X, which was a drugstore. There used to be a Yellow Front close to my house, which is equivalent to a Sabelos, a Western Auto, which is equivalent to
Auto parts?
AutoZone, that type of thing. So, but all those stores, there used to be a Daniel's Jewelers, there used to be a small J.C. Penney's. During that time, it was a big store for us, but in comparison to now, it's a tiny, tiny store.